Yo, what's good? NBA YouTube, it's your man, 100 Grand, Ross with The Rock Never Stops. And today I want to talk with you all about the struggles of these Atlanta Hawks and who I primarily hold responsible for it. If you enjoy this video, smash that like button for me, hit subscribe and the bell for notifications. And if you want to continue the conversation, feel free to put something down in the comments. I respond. Or you could jump on Twitter at The Rock Never Stops 22 to continue the conversation there. I think we can all agree at the end of last season, there were huge expectations for the Atlanta Hawks coming into this year. I'm a huge believer that if DeAndre Hunter and Trae Young had not gotten hurt in the playoffs last year, they would have won. They would have beat Milwaukee. The way Trae Young was able to control the game, ensure great possessions, looked just masterful. Something out of a Chris Paul book, right? And Milwaukee didn't have an answer. It didn't matter who they put on them. It was Drew Holiday or whomever. Trae Young's IQ was able to elevate this team. And yet this season, despite being at full health at the beginning and having all their guys ready, they stumbled hard out the gate. And we see guys like Clint Capella regressing, John Collins regressing. They already got rid of Cam Reddish, who just simply did not take the next step forward at all. And I think when we look at this season, just in general, it has to be anything short of just a complete, I don't want to say failure yet, but a huge disappointment. A huge disappointment. To go from an Eastern Conference Finals team to potentially getting into the NBA Finals, just a short breath away, an injury away, to all of a sudden being a play-in hopeful team. It's just a terrible, terrible follow-up to a great season. And what I want to talk about today is who I think is responsible. And that's my man, John Collins. John Collins, when he was at the end of his rookie deal, people were questioning if he was the right guy next to Trae Young. And I was looking at what he was doing, and I was like, yo, this man is putting up 20 and 10. He plays great defense, great offense. You've got to give him the money. You can't go cheap now into Trae Young's early career and communicate that you're really not invested in winning. And Trae Young, in turn, put that pressure on him and said, yo, put the team around me that I need to win. And investing in John Collins was a primary move. But then they brought in Clint Capella and everyone else. And I said, okay, they finally have the right team. And I didn't even mind that last season John Collins' stats had gone down because I saw that he was taking on another role in order to help this team win. But this team, this season, when they've been struggling, what they've needed is John Collins to step his game back up, as he did when he was in that contract year. They needed the 19 to 20 plus points a game, John Collins, who's hitting his 18 to 20 foot jumpers, who's able to take you off the dribble, finish at the rim, pick and roll finishing, and stretching the floor. Someone who could be consistent and be a solid number two option to Trae Young. Especially as we really look at Kevin Huerter and realize he's not that guy. We see Bogdanovich and realize he's also not quite that guy. DeAndre Hunter was hurt for most of the season. He's barely coming back and he's still trying to find his legs. And right now, what we're really looking for is John Collins to step up and show that he deserves that salary that they gave him. Now, I don't think it's quite a max salary, but it's close to a max. Danilo Gallinari, he's nice. I love what he's doing. At 6'10", he's showing a great offensive repertoire, but you realize that if Gallinari's out there, you're sacrificing defense big time. Big time. And so right now, what I'm asking myself is John Collins that guy? Is he really the number two to Trae Young's superstar number one? Can he really handle the mental pressure of having to show up night after night and get 20 plus points a game? Because at this point, that's what they need. They don't need just a guy who's running around and playing great D and hustling on the floor. That's what they got DeAndre Hunter for, Clint Capella. That's what they got DeLon Wright for. That's what they got Onyeka Okongwu for. John Collins, you now need to step up. And I'm not saying go all the way Julius Randle where you're shooting 4 of 17 and you think you're a superstar. I'm saying at least let me see the mentality to go for yours each and every night, consistently. Fourth quarter, give me the ball. If Trae Young is bottled up, I'm flashing to the ball to get the ball and get a shot, to get a great shot. And that's what they need. But if he can't do that by the end of this season, and he shows he's not the number 2, there's somebody in Chicago who might be available. And if I'm honest, that might be a match made in heaven to do a swap out. Because if we look at what DeMar DeRozan is doing, Kobe White, what we see a Nikola Vucevic doing, they don't necessarily need another 20 plus points per game scorer. Now, it's great to have. It's a luxury. But they've already shown that they can keep winning without that type of production from Zach LaVine. But you know who does need that? It's Trae Young in Atlanta. And you know who needs a more utility guy who could play at a high level, switch on defense, add some toughness and rebounding? Chicago. So I want to know what y'all think. Do you think John Collins has the ability to step up and really show that he can be the number 2 for the Atlanta Hawks next to Trae Young? Or do you think they need to look elsewhere? And if not Zach LaVine, tell me who you think could be an option. But make sure it's realistic. Keep it real because you know I'm 100 grand and I'm going to let you know if you're wrong. Until the next time, I'm see y'all on Twitter in the comment section. Peace.